When it gets really tough, just think of me today on the stage and just think, if I can do it, you can do it too.
So I'm the founder of ELN, the e-learning network. We're actually a UK-based startup. I started it from my home in London about 2.5 years ago, and now we're offering our online courses in about 18 countries across Europe and Asia. The idea is that high-quality education should be accessible to everyone everywhere. And we're solving that problem by focusing on vocational training, because out of a $60 billion market globally, people are focusing on tech skills and soft skills, but not vocational training, and that's what we're doing. We're focusing in Pakistan on teacher training, assessment, and quality assurance. So we want to implement those frameworks in Pakistan that other countries have, so hopefully to raise the level of local education to international standards. Setting out as an entrepreneur on this journey is like setting out to climb Mount Everest. And the summit of that mountain is basically your goal, your vision of what the startup will achieve. And obviously, number one, if you set out alone, you will die. When you need a team, how that team needs to operate and cooperate as you climb the mountain. And number three, planning. Nobody has ever conquered K2 or Mount Everest or any mount without proper planning, knowing where your camps are. So having an overall vision, like, yes, we're going to become the next Uber for Pakistan is fine. But how are you going to do that? You have to have short-term, long-term, goals. You have to do the planning. From my experience of having met so many startups, from my experience of going to Silicon Valley, they focused a lot on our own vulnerabilities. Because they said when you're on the way up through the mountain, your insecurities, your vulnerabilities, your fears are what are going to hold you back, not the mountain. So you need to know what they are. So we went very deep into ourselves. What are our weaknesses? What are we scared of? And very interestingly, I brought this up because it was at the forefront of my mind at the time, and they helped me to really, really deal with it. But my fear was being too successful, because that would take me further away from my family. And that was a very difficult thing for me to deal with. And then when I said it, it rang a bell with so many of the I was in the female entrepreneur batch, so there were 16 other wonderful women there, and almost every single one of them said, yes, how do we deal with that? If my company keeps growing, but I still manage to get time with my family. So for me, that's success, because that's a well-rounded life. And also, not wait to live my life like I'll do it when I'm 35 or 40 or 45 or after reaching a certain milestone. I think success is being able to enjoy every aspect of my life right now. Grew quite quickly, I had no idea. So initially I started offering the courses because I wanted to progress in my teaching career. I was taking a break because I was having kids. And I just thought, I couldn't find this course anywhere, I'll just start delivering it myself, and I had no idea. Within the first 8 months, we had registrations from 8 countries. Yeah, so then I thought, okay, and as we started getting registrations from Asian countries, I thought, there's a market for this in Pakistan, or is there? And I got incubated at the Nest.io, and then it just grew from there. We haven't raised money yet. We were cash flow positive from the second month of operation, and we're still quite profitable. Last month we hit about $30,000 in sales globally, so I haven't had reason to raise funding. However, because now our operations are so expanded, even though we are earning, we do need funding. We're thinking about now applying for funding at this stage, but so far we haven't. Nest has been amazing. I mean, I am what I am, and ELN is what it is, probably because of the Nest. And most of the biggest opportunities, like for example, I'm a TEDx speaker. I've been to Silicon Valley. I was the first female entrepreneur from Pakistan to be invited there on a Google for Entrepreneurs program. All of that was Nest. They turned me into an entrepreneur, basically. I had no idea about marketing. I was from a very academic background. They gave me all the know-how about marketing and sales, financial cash flows, projections, and things like that. I mean, it's just been instrumental in our journey and our growth, absolutely. You have to be extremely self-disciplined. Like, every single minute has to be accounted for. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to do it. Yeah. I wish I knew how difficult it would be. I had no idea. Like, I just went into it blind, thinking, online, yeah, sure, I'll just try it. My daughter was 15 months old. My son was 3.5 years old, so they were pretty small. And I thought that this would give me more time with my kids. And the complete opposite has happened. The amount of traveling I've had to do, the amount of office hours, it's like I said, I learned the discipline over the last 2.5 years. In the beginning, I wasn't. So a lot of things suffered. There were a lot of tensions. There was a lot of guilt. As women, it's a very important thing that I've also realized. For other women entrepreneurs, like, we're harder on ourselves sometimes than societal expectations, which is an achievement, especially for Asian women. Women tend to be less self-confident, even about their achievements. We boast less about our achievements. We downplay our achievements. We experience a lot more self-doubt, and especially if you're a mom. I mean, mom's guilt is something that even all over the world, it's a phenomenon. It's being studied. Women are being taught to deal with it. And knowing firsthand the amount of times I've broken down, and it's just been me, myself, who's been killing myself and being hard on myself. So the biggest obstacle I want women to get over is themselves. The fact that I can do it still surprises me. I've thought about closing this so many times, it's not even funny. I don't normally say that, especially when I'm talking to other entrepreneurs, because I'm a coach and a mentor as well. But that's the reality. That's the reality. The amount of times I think I'm just not going to be able to do it, or this is all just going to fail, or whatever it is. But the fact that it's still going, it's going strong, it's growing, and I'm happy and still sane, relatively, and doing it. So it's really good. That's what keeps me going.